Hey guys, Yuvraj here from the Astra team, and in this video we're going to talk about the newly released brand new feature, the header and footer builder, which is being introduced in the Astra 3.0 release. First things first, how do you start using the header footer builder? Now if you install Astra 3.0 for the first time, or if you have switched from another theme to Astra 3.0, the header and footer builder will automatically be enabled for you by default. But if you're upgrading to Astra 3.0 from Astra 2.6 or below, then you'll have to enable it by going into Appearance, Astra Options, and clicking this button right here. For Astra users who are still on Astra 2.6 or below, the button should say Use New Header Footer Builder. And if you click this button, it should now say use old header footer builder, which means that the header footer builder is now activated. Now you can head to the customizer by clicking this button right here. So I'm inside the customizer of my website, and as you can see, the header builder and footer builder are being highlighted as new features, and I'm using a simple starter template that is provided with the Astra theme. It has some e-commerce features, so I have WooCommerce installed as well, as you can see right here. Now, before we start exploring the header and footer builder, let's talk about the advantages of the header and footer builder. Now, the header and footer builder is fast. It's very easy to use. It's a completely what you see is what you get experience, and it allows anyone to create professional looking headers and footers on their website without any knowledge of code or even without touching a line of code. It's pretty powerful. So let's start by exploring the header builder first by going into the header builder options and clicking this link right here. So once you're inside, this is what you will see. This right here is the new header builder. Now the interface might look really simple to you, but let me assure you, once we start this demonstration, and more specifically, once you get your hands on the Astra theme and the new header footer builder and you start playing around with it, you will be excited at the possibilities you have to create beautiful, professional looking designs quickly and easily with this header footer builder. So let's start this demonstration, and let me start with a blank slate. So what I'll do is first do this and this. And let's imagine this is a blank slate of a website which does not have any header. And if you are starting from scratch designing a website, this is what probably you will see on the screen as well. You would want to design a new or brand new header from scratch. So let's recreate the header that we just saw a few seconds ago. What I'll do is just click the elements right here. I'll click the logo. And I'll go here and click the primary menu. And that's it. In just a few seconds, I was able to recreate a beautiful looking header on my website. Now, I just added the logo and the primary menu to the header, but those are not the only elements that you have access to. Let me show you all the elements that you can add to the header. You can add buttons, you can add dividers, HTML elements, primary menu we've already added. So you have secondary menu, search box, social icons, and widgets, and also some elements like cart and some other icons. Now, some of these will be available in Astra Pro, like the cart icons. So make sure to check out our website where we will have detailed comparison on what elements you can use in the free version and what elements will be exclusively available for the Pro version. Now, that's not the entire demo. I just wanted to show you how easy to use the header footer builder is when you are creating any kinds of header on your website. Now, I'll show you all the features that the header and footer builder has and all the options you have to create beautiful looking websites with beautiful looking headers on your website as well. So as you can see, the header section has been divided into 3 different parts. We call this the middle section the primary header, the section above as the header above section, and the section below as the header below section. And each of these sections has been divided into multiple sections as well. Now, to add any kind of elements to any of the sections, all you have to do is click the plus icon, choose the icon or choose the element that you want to add to the section. For example, let's choose the social icon, and that's it. The icons will be automatically added to the specified section of the header, and that's how easy it is to use. Now, let's say I also want to add a search option on my website on the header. So what I'm going to do is click the plus icon once again. I'm going to find the search option and click it, and that's it. The search option is now added on my website. Now let's say I'm not very happy with this design and I want to change the design up, and I want to make sure the logo is in the center and the menu that comes below it. So what I'm going to do is click and drag the logo on the section above. Just drag and drop the primary menu in the middle. And that's it. My brand new header is now live. Now, if I want to change up the header even further, let's say I want to make sure the search is just next to the primary menu and the social icons are also next to the primary menu. I can do that as well. It was so easy. Now, I've already shown you the elements that you can add to the header using the header footer builder. Let me show it to you once again. So as you can see, you have access to a couple of buttons, a few dividers, a few HTML elements, secondary menu, and some widgets. But what about the scenario where you want to add more than 2 buttons or more than 3 dividers or more than 2 HTML elements? In that case, you can use the filters that we provide with Astra Pro. So once you use the filters, you will be able to use more than 2 buttons, multiple dividers, more than 2 HTML elements, and all the other elements that you have access to. You can control the number of times you want to add a certain element on the screen. Now, talking about the alignment options, as you can see, I have the primary menu in the middle of the primary header section and the social on the left and the search option on the right. But if I move the primary menu to maybe, let's say, on the bottom header option, then the social and the search icon will shift to the left and the right. Now, this is expected behavior because if there's nothing in the middle, then any element you add to the left side of the section will automatically go to the left side, and not anything that you add to the right side of the menu will automatically go to the right side of the menu. But if you have something in the middle, then you can attach or place elements just next to it, just like this. All right. Now that you understand what elements you can access, how to place them on the header builder, and how they will align themselves to the screen, let's talk about some of the other features that you have with the header footer builder. But first, let me change this header to a better looking design. Alright, so I've changed the elements to be in a single line and it looks much better in my opinion. Now there are 2 important things that you need to understand before you harness the power of the header builder. That is the options or the settings of the individual sections and the options or the settings of the individual elements. So let's start with the options of the different sections of the header. And you can access them by clicking this gear icon of the individual or respective section. Let's start with the above header section. So once you click the gear icon on the above header section, you will reach the general tab of the settings where you can adjust the height of the above header section. But you also have design options, which you can access by going to the design tab. Design option, you will have access to a bunch of different options. You can change the width of the border, you can change the border color, you can change the background image or the color of the header section, the entire section. If you use the sticky header option, which is available in the header footer builder, then you will see some options here. I'll talk about that in a second. And you will also have spacing options. That means you can change the padding and margin of the options. Now, obviously, I don't have a above header section. That's why I'm not demonstrating some of these settings. But let me go to the section or the settings of the primary header section, and it will have the same settings, and I'll start demoing some of the settings to you. Again, once I click the gear icon, I am in the general tab where I can toggle the height of it. So let me change the height, and as you can see, the height starts immediately changing and reflecting on the screen. Let me reset it back to the default value. I can change it to maybe something like this, but depending on the elements that you choose, you might not be able to go below a certain limit. Let me reset the setting once again. Going to the design tab, again, I have the option of changing the border width, which I can change, and you can see it's changing or updating in real time. I can change the color of the border. Maybe make it a red, but that doesn't look very good. I'll reset it. Again, I have background colors and options. Now I can change the segment or the color of the entire segment. For example, let's say I want to make it tiny bit green, and the entire section will reflect the new color that I chose. I also have the option of creating gradients right inside the theme. This is powerful. You can create gradients right inside the theme. You're not even limited to 2 colors. You can create multiple colors, and you have 2 types of gradients. You can change the angle of the gradient and a bunch of other options. You can also upload images as backgrounds, and they will reflect right here instantly. Let me reset the settings right now because I'm not a designer. Coming to the next option, it's the sticky header option. So if I use this header as a sticky header, then I can change the background color just for the sticky header. Again, I'll talk about the sticky header option in a second after we cover these settings. And again, I have the option of changing padding and margin for this segment as well. Let's go to settings of the below header tab, and I'll add the search icon to that tab so that I can show you some of the settings and update them in real time. Okay, search option is now here. Let's go to the settings. Again, I have the option of changing or customizing the height of the section. And in the design tab, I have the border options. I have the bottom border color, and I can change the background color. It's right now gray. Let's change it to white to reflect or be similar to the actual header that we have on the site. And it works fine. Again, we have sticky header options. If you use the sticky header, you will see some options here, and you can also change the padding and margins of all of this section. So those are the customization options that you have in the individual header sections. Now let's talk about the customization options of the elements themselves. Now to access any of those settings, all you have to do is click the element that you want to customize. So let's say we want to start with the search option or the search icon. I'll click it and the option or the settings for the search icon will open up. So I'll see all the options in the general tab and the design or the cosmetic changes in the design tab. So we are back in the customizer and I've made some changes to some of the icons or the elements, specifically the social media icons, to show you an example of what is possible with the header footer builder. Now let's talk about one of the most important features in the header and footer builder, which is a mobile menu. Now, as you know, mobile traffic is already taken over desktop traffic. So designing the ideal header or the ideal experience for your users on mobile phones is more important than ever. So the header footer builder provides a completely new experience to design mobile friendly headers on the fly. So let's explore the process by switching to a mobile phone view inside the customizer by clicking this button right here. And instantly our website shifts to a mobile view, which you can see right here. Now, if you observe, the header builder remains quite the same. You still have 3 sections and you still have elements on the screen, and you can add new elements or reposition these elements anywhere you like on the screen. But there are 2 important differences that you should be aware of. The first one being that the elements you added to the desktop view do not transfer over to the mobile view. The mobile view has the logo and the toggle button in these positions, which is the default layout for the mobile menu. And you also have the off canvas menu, which you can customize and even add elements to. Regarding the header builder itself, you still have 3 elements. You can still place elements to any of these sections which you like, which I also demonstrated a few seconds ago by putting the toggle button right here. And you can also change the design and some customization options for each of these sections. For the mobile menu or the off canvas menu, the process is the same. Right now, the mobile menu has been added to the off canvas menu, which we can test out by doing this right here. And you can add new elements to it, same way you can add it to the header as well. Also, you can customize the settings for the off canvas menu as well by clicking the gear icon right here. And you'll see the general settings and also the design settings, which is similar to what you've seen in the other sections, and also most of the elements for the header builder. Now, if you switch to a tablet view by going to the customizer right here, you'll observe that the same things that we saw on the mobile header or the mobile menu are also available in the tablet menu. So you can design an off-canvas menu, you still have the same header options, and the default layout is different from the desktop layout. Now let's go back and I'll talk about the last few important options in the header footer builder. Alright, I'm back in the home screen of the customizer in the header builder, and I've switched to a desktop view. Now the next 2 options that I want to talk about is the transparent header and the sticky header. The transparent header is available in the free version of Astra, but for sticky header, you will have to upgrade to Astra Pro. Let's open up the settings for the transparent header. And you can see all the options are here. You can enable the transparent header on the complete website, and you can enable it only on desktop, mobile devices, and desktop plus mobile. Now, if you enable this option, you will have the option of customizing on what pages or what specific pages does the transparent header appear on. You can disable it on the latest post section, disable it on pages and posts, WooCommerce product pages, 404 pages, or blog pages. And you also have the option of enabling it through the meta settings of the post itself, which will override the settings. Now, if you want to see a complete demonstration of the transparent headers, if you want to see a complete demonstration of all the options inside the transparent header settings, we're going to do a complete video on just the transparent header. So make sure to check it out if you want to understand the options in more detail. Talking about the next few options, you can set up different logos for the transparent header. So in this case, as you can see, the logo is blending in with the website. So I can set up a different logo just for the transparent header. I can set up the logo width and also change the bottom border color. Coming to the design tab, I have similar options. I can change the bottom border size, the color of the border, and customize the options for almost every element that you would add on the transparent header. So the site title, menu, submenu, social, HTML, search, widget, button, and divider. All these can be customized specifically for transparent headers. So you have complete control over how the header looks like. As I said, we'll be demonstrating all these options in a complete video. So make sure to check it out if you are interested in using transparent headers on your website. So coming to the last option, it's the sticky header option in Astra. It's a pro feature. That means you'll have to have Astra Pro to use the sticky header feature. Let me show you all the options. Again, as I mentioned in the transparent header options, we are going to do a complete video just on the sticky header options. So if you have confusions or if you want to see all the options in action, make sure to check out that video. Right now, I'm going to do a quick rundown of all the options and what you can do with the sticky header options. So you can sticky any of the sections you like. Maybe you want to sticky the above header section, the primary header section, or the below header section. You can sticky any of these sections or all these sections together. You can enable or disable the shrink effect. You can hide the header when scrolling down so that the sticky header appears only when the user is scrolling up. You can choose a different logo for the sticky header, and you can also select the kind of animation that appears when the sticky header appears on screen. And you can also enable it on desktop, mobile devices, or desktop and mobile devices. Those are all the options in the sticky header. Once again, we're going to do a complete video just on the sticky header options. So make sure to check it out if you're interested in using the sticky header on your website. All right, we are back in the customizer, and those were all the options in the header builder that you would use and customize beautiful looking headers for your website. If you have any doubts, I hope the powerful functionality of the header builder is now clear to you, and you're also excited by the possibilities that the header builder brings to your website. But the header builder is not the only functionality that we've introduced. We have introduced a header and footer builder. So let's go to the footer builder and talk about all the options in the footer builder quickly. To access the footer builder, all you have to do is go to the home page of the customizer, and you can access the footer builder just as you did with the header builder. So this is how the footer builder looks like. As you can probably see, the interface is quite similar to the header builder. You have 3 distinct sections in the footer, and you can add multiple elements to it. Let me show you the elements that are available. And do keep in mind that I'm using Astra Pro, and some of these elements will only be available if you're using Astra Pro. And in a similar manner, you can drag and drop any of the elements to any of the sections that you like. Now, those are the similarities that the footer builder has with the header builder, but there are some distinct differences as well. So let's talk about them. So as we've seen in the header builder as well, to customize the individual sections, we have to click the gear icon respective to that section. So let's start by customizing the above footer section by clicking this gear icon. So here you see the differences between the header builder and the footer builder. In the footer builder, you can customize the number of columns that you want to add to each section. So this column layout is available for the above footer section, for the footer section, as well as the below footer section. So each of them have similar options in regards to the column layouts, and you can choose the number of columns between 1 to 6, and depending on the number of columns you choose, you will see different layout options available to you, and you can click and change the layout of the specific section that you like. So as you can see, I've switched to the 4 column view, and instantly I can now see 4 distinct sections on the footer or the above footer section, which is quite different from what we had when we had the 3 column section. And if I switch to the 4 column layout, which is this one, now you see the column layout is quite different. So these options give you a fine-grained control over how you want your footer to look like. And do remember that you can customize these options for all 3 sections individually. Apart from that, you can also choose the width, the height, the vertical alignment, and some design options, which contain the border height, the colors, the spacing, and padding and margin options. Now, the next important difference between the header builder and the footer builder is between the tablet and mobile view. If you remember, when we used the tablet or mobile view in the header builder, we had to design different layouts for the desktop and mobile and tablet views. But that's not the case with the footer builder. Let me demonstrate that with an example. Let me click and add a button here. And the button is now visible. Now this is the desktop view. In the header builder, if we switch to a mobile view, the elements would be different. But now let's see if that's the case with this segment as well. And as you can see, the button is still visible on the footer, which means that any elements you add to the footer will stay consistent whether you are choosing or customizing desktop layout, mobile layout, or tablet layout. Now that does not mean that you cannot control which elements appear on mobile devices, on tablets or desktops. But here you can use the visibility options to customize which elements appear on which devices. Let me explain how they work. Let's say, for example, that I don't want this button to appear on tablets and mobile phone devices, but I do want it to appear on desktop devices. So what I'm going to do is go into the settings of the button, and inside the visibility options, I'll click hide on mobile. So if I click this button, it instantly hides on mobile phone devices. And I'll do the same thing on tablets. I'll do hide on tablet. Now let's switch to the desktop view for a second. And as you can see, the hide on desktop setting is not enabled. That means the element or the button should be visible on desktop devices. As expected, the button is visible on desktops. Let's switch to a tablet view. Scroll down below and the button is not visible here. Let's switch to the mobile view. And the button is still not visible. So you have complete control over which elements appear on which devices. Now this feature is not limited to just elements. You can control the visibility of entire sections using the visibility options. So as you saw, the button had the visibility options inside the general settings. And if I go to the section or the settings of any of these sections, let's say the footer section, and I scroll down, I'll see the same option for this section as well. And if I enable this option, the entire section will be hidden on mobile devices. And obviously I can control on which devices, tablets, mobile phones or desktops it appears on and which devices it does not appear on. So which gives you complete control over what elements and even what sections appear on what devices. And with that, we've come to the end of this video. I hope you followed along the process completely and now you understand all the different options you have inside the header and footer builder to create beautiful, functional and amazing looking headers and footers on the fly for your website using the brand new experience inside the Astra theme. If you have any questions, make sure to reach out to our support team and we'll help you out. And most importantly, I would recommend that you start playing around with the header footer builder so that you can get a first-hand experience on how easy it is and how powerful it is to create beautiful looking headers for your website.